Hey you guys, welcome back to another Ramon at home fall video. I'm so excited because in today's video I'm going to share with you how to decorate a gorgeous lantern. We're going to do a swag for on top of the lantern, but keep in mind that this also can be used for on top of a mailbox. This will be absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I started already. My inspiration for this right here was the wreath that we did live on our private group on Facebook, Ramon at Home Masterclass. So I figured that I share with you how to do the matching swag on a lantern. So I started by adding all of these barrels of mesh, and I'm sure you guys have seen this done before. So what you want to do is just roll them up. This is a 12-inch mesh from Hobby Lobby. And what you do basically is you roll them up, you pinch them, and then you add them right here. I explained all of this on the group, on the masterclass. If you joined the masterclass already, well, I'm so thankful that you are there. If you haven't, all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, scroll to the post that is featured to the top, and that'll give you the instructions. I explained everything about why we wire some of them, like this right here. So I'm going to add this one with a wire over here in the back. And then also I explained why some of them we twist and turn like this. And so I'm going to put this one right here. All right, so once that we have all of our mesh in place, well, you know what? I have one left. Let me see, where do we need it? Where we need it right here. So I'm gonna add it right here. So once that we have all of our mesh in place, what we're going to do is we're gonna face it towards us like this. And I'm going to start by adding the foliages. And for that, I selected all of these beautiful David Christopher foliages. And remember, you do get 10% off when you shop David Christopher's by adding the code Ramon10 on their website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of foliage, and I'm going to start right here on the bottom. And the reason why I like to use some of this evergreen is because all of this glue really does attach to our evergreen better than if we didn't have it. It just latches on, and if you let it dry, it will be absolutely beautiful. And remember that the taller ones go towards the top because that will help us cover most of it on the top. And remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, so I'm going to add another one on the other side. We want to make sure that we have that balance, you guys. And the way we create balance is by repeating to ourselves what happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up must come down. And right now, the example is this right here. So I'm gonna go right, and then I'm going to do left on the other side. So we're going to do this. I always tell you that as soon as you add one to the right, you add one to the left, to the other side. But because this is a rather large project, then what I like to do is just do one at a time, and then I'll spin it around towards me. And then I'll start over on this side right here. When I have a longer one like this one right here, what I like to do is, since I already did the front, I want to make sure that it's all the way in the back. Especially if you're going to be putting this on your mailbox, which I think it'll be absolutely spectacular, then it is perfect for that. And you want to add some glue to it. And remember to make sure that it touches that evergreen, because once it touches the evergreen, that glue is really going to allow it to adhere to it very, very easily. So I want to say thank you for being here, you guys. I'm having so much fun with the fall season. You know, if you know me, if you've been following the channel for any period of time, you know the fall time, it's my favorite time of the year. I absolutely love sharing all of these beautiful fall DIYs with you, and I just absolutely have so much fun doing this so that I can teach you guys some techniques, some tips and tricks, or like Jameson says, tips and trucos on how to do all of your fall decor. So we're going to continue to add some of these, some shorter ones, some long ones, and what we want to do is continue to doing that left, right, until we cover most of the perimeter of our swag. And so we're going to add one more right here in the middle. We have a lot of elements to add to this. I'm trying to be careful. And what you want to do is move this mesh out of the way, and look how pretty that looks already. So pretty. I feel like I need one right here, a smaller one. So I'm going to add some of the smaller ones I pre-cut for this project. I'm going to add it right here. Look at that. It's looking so pretty. And now I'm going to add one to the top. I'm going to make sure that I get a smaller one so that I can attach to the top. Like this one right here is perfect because it's going to go straight forward. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Then I'm gonna get on my tippy toes and I'm going to add it right there. See? So that way it starts to look like it has elements all throughout my swag. I'm going to grab one more And I'm going to add. Now the reason why I'm putting glue to this, you guys, is because like I told you, this could be perfect for the outdoors. If you have a beautiful mailbox, then you might want to do this. And this is actually the perfect way to do it on this lantern, that you can just unhook it and take it outside and put it on your mailbox. All right, so before we continue with the foliages, I'm going to put my foliage box over here, and I'm going to grab some ribbons. This is the ribbon that we used on that beautiful wreath that you guys will be seeing on the screen right now. It is a gorgeous wreath DIY that we did on our group. And let me just tell you, I also love having you on the group on Facebook, because we are really getting to build this. I feel like this sense of community on the group that is just really, really beautiful. And the ladies tell me that that's exactly how they feel. So I just absolutely love it. But I decided to share this lantern right here on the Facebook page so that you guys could see the techniques. It is the same technique. All you have to do is adjust the size of it. You know, the wreath would be circle. Well, now it's going to be a swag. So I'm going to add another bow right here with my wire. I'm going to twist it around, and then I'm going to do another loop right here. And then I'm going to let that tail hang out. Now here's a trick. You're gonna grab some pieces of the same ribbon. We're gonna pinch it, give us some ear bunnies. And so now I'm gonna go all the way down right here, and I'm going to attach it like this. And I'm gonna let those tails hang, and that's going to elongate our lantern form. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Make sure that you form those bunny ears, and then we're going to attach right here. And see, that's gonna elongate it even further. I have a few more of this pre-cut mesh, ribbon. This ribbon is, by the way, from Hobby Lobby, so go ahead and get some. It is really pretty, and I'm going to attach one right here on the back, like that. See how pretty this is? Oh, this one has a tape. Let's take that out. And then I'm going to swirl it around. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, so that means that we have to do the exact same thing over on this side. So we're just gonna grab a bristle, and we're going to attach with a bristle. So let this, look how pretty those tails just hang forward. And so now we have tails, 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 bow on the top. But that's not it. I also use this ribbon. This ribbon is from Shinoda Design Center. And I just absolutely love it. So what we're going to do is we're gonna start right here on the top. I'm gonna grab a bristle, and the way I wanted to add this is just adding a little touch of this ribbon. And the way we do that is by adding just some loops and tails. So we're going to grab another bristle. And you guys, the easiest way to add this is with a wire. Look, you can just add all of these beautiful tails. And I love the way these little tails really add so much texture to my swag. Look at that. And this would be the same technique that I would use for a Christmas tree. And also another tip I can give you is to have a lazy Susan. It really does come in handy. Look, you guys, I can just move it from one side to the other one. It's part of our tools. So, you know, I always tell you that you have to have your tools at the ready because that will make you a more efficient crafter, DIYer, and designer. I was taught when I was learning that you are only as good as you are fast. So we have to not only be good, but we have to be really fast in order to create. Especially we're doing this for a living, you know, like I have to make so many videos, then I have to be fast in order to create more content. And by the way, if you speak Spanish, remember that we restarted our Spanish channel, El Hogar de Ramon. Si hablas español, recuerda que tenemos un canal en español, El Hogar de Ramon, so you guys can check it out. If you want to learn Spanish, hey, you should come and hang out, because that's how I learned English, right? By listening to English. So now you can learn Spanish with me on my Spanish channel. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so this is what it's looking like. As you guys can see, all these beautiful tails are looking really gorgeous, and I just like to curl them up like this to let those tails really show. So I love the way this looks. So now we're gonna go back to our greenery. Now this greenery right here, it's this beautiful asparagus fern. And you guys, I love working with asparagus fern because it's so dainty. As you guys can see, it has so much movement. Look at this. And when the wind catches this on the outside, it just looks absolutely beautiful. And it's gonna give you all of that movement that you need on your swag. And I'm gonna start right there on the top, and I'm going to work my way back to this way. So I'm gonna start right here. And see, now here's the other secret. This fern right here, I bought a green, and because I needed it for fall, I just went ahead and grabbed another foliage like this one, and I inspired myself by, and I spray painted it with a specially formulated spray paint for florals. It's called Design Master, and you can find all of the information on my masterclass group. We did a video explaining all of the tools, and one of the tools is all of this spray paint that you need for designing. Look, as I talk, because I talk a lot, I know I talk a lot, but I like to talk when I design. I cannot do it quiet. I'm gonna grab another glue stick because I just ran out of glue stick. And once again, having all of your tools at the ready, it's the best thing you can do, because look, it's going to allow me to just keep moving, move faster. The faster the better. All right, so we're going to add all of this. I want to add a little short one all the way at the end of my swag to finish it. Remember that we have to have all of the same elements going all the way down, and I just burn myself. Ow, ow, ow. All right, so now I'm gonna go over to the other side, and look, that little bit of fern, it really does add that whimsy and that air. I am all about the flyaways. If you know me, you guys, I've been talking to you for years now about the flyaways. I do not do a design, whether it's a Christmas tree, a wreath, a swag, a centerpiece, whatever, name it. If you watch one of my videos, you know they're gonna have some of the flyaways. Because to me, when I learned floral design, they taught me that that's what gives the elements movement, and you want to add as much. Look at that, how much more texture that adds. It gives depth, so this will allow you to, your eye will travel through the design and just look absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to add another one right here like this, and remember to continue all the way down. Some of these longer ones I'm going to add towards the back. So we're gonna spin it around a little bit, and I'm going to add it right here on the top and the back, because they're long, so I want them to really show. And I feel like this one could come probably right there. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. Now this glue that I'm using is the Gorilla Glue, and you can find that on Amazon, or you can also order it from Walmart.com. I know they have it, that's where I get mine. My Walmart does have it in person, so I'm lucky enough that I can just walk in there and get some. Look how pretty this is. It looks so autumn. I just love the colors. I love the textures, but what it does really need is going to be some sunflowers and floral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some sunflowers and some beautiful mocha daisies, and I'm gonna start with my sunflowers right here. I want them to be a little shorter, so I pre-cut all of them. So I'm gonna start with this one right here on the very top. Remember to work with sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And so because that's the top, that's our crescendo, then I'm going to, oh, I said crescendo, listen to me, a Sunday word. All right, so I'm gonna add one right here. Then I'm going to add yet another one right here. See, that's going to create my focal point. And then I can work my way back out. So I'm going to add one right here, like this. And then immediately I'm going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to attach another one over on that side. So maybe right about here. Making sure that goes through my evergreen. Look how pretty, you guys. And then I'm going to bring another one over to this side, and I'm going to give it a little bit of curvature, so because I'm gonna stick it going up. So because I stick it going up, then it needs to be facing forward. And in this occasion, I have to be very intentional where I add my sunflower like that. We're gonna give them a little bit of a zhoosh. Now I'm gonna move on to all of these beautiful daisies, and I'm going to go over to this side. I'm gonna add one where my other sunflower went, right about the same height. And now I'm gonna work myself up. So I'm gonna add yet another one, and I'm going to twist it around. I'm gonna go towards the back right here. Moving my ribbons. Remember 1, 2, and so now I'm gonna go over on this side. You have to create that triangle that I'm always telling you guys about. That's the more pleasing shape of the sign to the eye. So we're gonna add right here. Okay, we're gonna fluff all of those bows towards the end, remember? But I do have this other beautiful flower that I absolutely love. Now this guy is from the At Home store, and I just absolutely love it. It is a dainty, almost like a To me, it reminds me of hydrangea. I know it's not hydrangea, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what kind of flower this is. I just love it. I love the way it looks. And I'm gonna start right here. It's now about separating all of your bows. Look how pretty that looks right here and right here. I got some glue on this fern and it's kind of bothering me. There we go. So now I'm gonna grab a taller one and I'm going to add it to the very crown, opening all of this to create a clean drop. Remember, a clean drop is when we move all of our elements to not get all our other elements all stained with glue, so that way it looks clean. So I'm gonna go right here. Look at that, that little yellow, it just adds so much. And this is almost like our flyaway. So you have to let it really stick out from your design. So I'm gonna add one right here, see, and I'm gonna bring another one over on this side. And adding this glue, when I add the glue, I smear it so that way it really latches on. So I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna go over to the other side and start adding some of them before I run out of them. Because remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. And that's what I mean. You don't want to run out of elements and then have it not match. Now, they don't have to be exactly on the same side, on the same spot, but we have to have the same elements all throughout. And this one right here, I'm gonna put right here. Once again, opening all of this to create a clean drop, like that. And I have a few more, so I'm gonna bring this one all the way down to my swag, like that. Let me see, I need to look at it so that I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, and I need to add this one. I'm gonna add some glue. And I'm going to add it all the way down. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. All right, so now what I have is some of these beautiful eucalyptus. Now this eucalyptus is also from David Christopher. It's my favorite thing that I've been working with lately. I absolutely love it. Look how dainty it is and how much movement that has. So I'm gonna add another layer of flyaways. So I'm gonna start right here on the top, creating a clean drop. Now I'm going to really let that one stick out because remember, it's our flyaway. So it has to really stick out from all of the other elements. That's what you want when you're inserting your flyaways, is to let them really poke up like that, and that's what's going to create that movement when we move this linter. I'll show you in a second. It's going to have all of that movement. This also helps us to create some sense of 3 dimension. I'm gonna go right here, creating that clean drop. Look how pretty those colors together, you guys. It is all about the full colors. Now I know I've done some neutral ones, and trust me when I tell you, I love a neutral palette, especially because I feel like it really does go in everybody's home. But to me, the reason why I love autumn so much is because of all the colors of autumn. I just think it's so beautiful. And so I'm just gonna create a clean drop. It's getting tied with all of the elements that I put right here. But no problem, we're going to try and find this place for it, like that. And I'm going to go to the other side as well. So basically remember what happens on the right happens on the left. So we're going to create this like that. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, so I have to go over to the other side now. So I'm going to add some to this side, like right here. And remember to go left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. So we're gonna go like this. Look at that, how absolutely stunning is this? This would be so perfect, like I said. I wish I had a mailbox outside, but our mailbox is attached to the wall. So it's not like I can just, you know, how funny would that look if it's attached to the wall? I think it'd be hilarious. All right, so now I'm gonna spin it around because I wanna do some towards the back. And I'm going to add one right here. Remember, what goes up must come down. So because we have some up here, we have to bring them down. Get yourself some of these, you guys, from David Christopher's. Remember, you get 10% off by using the code Ramon10. Do yourself a favor and thank me later. They are so beautiful. and they have so much movement. So that's why I also love working with it. Eucalyptus, by the way, it's one of my favorite fall foliages. Not only fall foliages, there's some other types of eucalyptus that are not necessarily fall, like the silver dollar and the seeded eucalyptus. Those, when I worked as a florist, were my favorite to work with. Okay, let me go over to this side because I put one right there, so I need to make sure that I put another one on that side. Okay, so now we're going to add this guy right here. Look how absolutely stunning this is for fall. Love it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pumpkins because, well, it wouldn't be fall without some pumpkins. So I'm gonna cut some of it. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue, and I just want a very few of them. You know, I'm gonna put them strategically so you can just peekaboo some pumpkins. Some of them have a stem, some of them don't. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue, smear it, and then I'm going to find myself a place like right here, and I'm going to attach that right there. This is the front, so I do want a pumpkin to stay right there. Sometimes it's like with the ornaments, we have to hang on to it for a little bit while it dries, just for a few seconds. Or we also can press the glue against our element, and then that'll stay right there. And I have a few more, so I'm going to add yet another one on this side by smearing some glue. Over here, I'm gonna add, and let's see where else. I feel like I need one right here, so I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this. I'm gonna lift up my bow so it's just like a three-dimensional thing. I'm gonna add it right there. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna fluff this real quick, put a candle inside and show you the end result. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so here is the end result of this gorgeous fall lantern. I absolutely love the way this turned out. It is perfect for your entryway table, for perhaps outside on an urn. Can you imagine this outside on an urn? And like I said, this swag can also be made for the mailbox, you guys. It doesn't take very much time. It is packed with ribbons, foliages, sunflowers, and other things that I just think that you are going to love. In this case, I put a little candle inside and I just love it. If you like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and I really hope to see you in the masterclass on Facebook. I love sharing this with you and I really hope you enjoyed it.